Yo, what is up everyone? This is SloMo back at you with another video. This time we're going to talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And no, this is not a review, this is just my impressions, just my thoughts on the game after playing it for 2 days. First off, let me say how big of a Marvel fan I am. I've been a big Marvel comics fan since I was 11 years old. Started off with the X-Men. Just branched out into everything Marvel after that, and been collecting comics off and on as an adult as well, so I try to keep up with things. But this game definitely has that feel to the actual comic characters, not so much the MCU, some of the MCU stuff, but mostly just the authentic characters and their backstories and how they are in the comics, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the first 2 Ultimate Alliance games as well as X-Men Legends. Shout out to that game. All those games were last gen games, and to really get into it, I mean, visually this game looks like a last gen game. I expected it to look dated, and yet I'm still kind of disappointed with how it looks. It's docked. I've been playing it docked, and from what I've seen from Digital Foundry, they say that docked is dynamic 1080p and is dynamic 720p portable. I have yet to play it portable. I'm not going to play it portable. But like my issue with the visuals is that the texture quality is pretty low. It still has that comic book look, so it still works. You can have lower textures as long as you have that comic book art direction, art style. It's fine, but the environments are barren. You get a lot of like arena areas where you're fighting in a certain area, and then just like long hallways, corridors where there's not a lot of detail to the environment. So I mean, I expected that from last gen games. I kind of expected them to do a little bit more with this one. Also, the camera can be a problem sometimes. There are moments where you're fighting, and then the camera would just get like right down. It goes from an isometric view right down to the level of your characters, and it's way too close. So you're fighting, and then like you're trying to fight an enemy that's off screen. You're getting attacked by enemies that are off screen. It just becomes really janky with that sometimes, and that is an issue. But the gameplay is, in my opinion, better than the previous Ultimate Alliance games. They've added a bunch of new systems. They've got the ISO system where you can get these crystals that upgrade your abilities. You got 4 different powers for all of your heroes, and you also have a skill tree where it gives you just broad passive skills for all your characters, no matter who you choose. The way the characters work is, if you don't use them though, they're not getting leveled up, which does apply some replayability to the game. Right now, currently, the way I started out just choosing characters that I thought fit the situation and the story. And so I would start with like Cap, Iron Man, Spider-Man, whoever, especially in the beginning, because you see a lot of Spider-Man's villains in the beginning. But then as I started to progress, and I'm playing on the highest difficulty, by the way, as I started to progress, I started to notice that there's so many characters, and choosing the ones that fit the story of the situation when you haven't used them yet, or you haven't been using them a lot, you're underpowered, and it becomes really just more difficult for you. So at this point now, what I'm doing is I'm kind of like just playing with some characters that I like and I want to get used to, but then when I get to the boss battles, I'm going to my top 6 characters to try to get to those boss battles, which are pretty cool. I'm enjoying them. They're not easy. They're on the highest difficulty. They're not super difficult either, but they're enjoyable. And if I lose, I kind of feel like I understood where I went wrong there, and you understand what you have to do to beat the boss. So I think they're designed well. So yeah, you unlock new abilities after you hit certain levels. I think you start out with one ability, you get your second one at level 10, and then your third at level 15, and then your fourth and final ability at level 20. Those abilities you also upgrade as well to get more damage, lower the energy cost of those of using those abilities, and as you progress through the game, they're a lot more necessary in the combat, and you can get some of the crystals in the ISO system, the crystals to buff the damage for certain types of enemies. If you got Captain Marvel, then you want to get like the energy crystals, and you upgrade those as well to give them more damage. It's a really cool system that works for the game and the gameplay, and which is probably the best thing about this game. This game has got really fun, engaging, and exciting gameplay. The characters are awesome. As a comic book fan, a Marvel comic book fan, I'm really enjoying these characters. You got your mainstays. You got Wolverine in the X-Men. You got Psylocke, which is not as popular, but you got your popular characters, your popular main Avengers, your Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, Hawkeye. Then you also got some of the newer characters that are just becoming popular. You got Miles Morales, Spider-Man in there. You got Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan in there. You got Captain Marvel. So there's a good mix there. There's Ghost Rider. There's a character that I barely knew of. A female character called Bloodstone. You get all these characters, and you start seeing some cameos from other characters that, like Thanos' son is in it, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed seeing all these characters and just seeing them pop up. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Okay, and you acquire these characters by unlocking them as you progress through the story, which is pretty cool. So it's you start out with a small group, but then as time goes on, you start to see that you're getting well over 24 characters, and it feels natural. You get them in certain situations. I got Daredevil and Iron Fist as we were infiltrating Wilson Fisk's Shadowland. It makes sense for who he is and who his nemesis are. It's also typical for this franchise that you also get bonuses for the kind of team that you have. So if you have all X-Men, you get bonuses for that. You get all Avengers, there's bonuses for that. There's bonuses for Women's of Marvel. There are bonuses for the champions if you have all the champions or all the defenders. Guardians of the Galaxies in the game, there's a bonus for having all of them, or just bonus for having certain kind of characters that have likewise skill sets. So overall, I'm enjoying it. There's the main story. There are also trials that you have that you can do to kind of boost some of your other characters up. Like I said before, I haven't finished it quite yet. I think I am about halfway through, getting close to the end, but I can definitely see myself playing this after I finish the main story, because I want to get all the other characters that I haven't been using maxed out. I want to just try different teams, different team compositions, and just seeing how well I can play. I don't want to try some more of these other trials and check them out. And I paid for the season pass, so there's definitely the newer characters that are coming, and they're coming. They got the Fantastic Four. They have the X-Men, 4 X-Men characters, and those aren't the Cyclops and Colossus characters that are coming free on August 30th. So you're getting even more characters to build up and to play with, and this game is going to have some legs. I know a lot of people are playing it. I think a lot of people are enjoying it, and if you're enjoying it, this game has got the replayability to really keep it going for you. So that's how I feel about it. Those are my impressions. check the game out. If you played the previous games and you like them, you're gonna love this. If you are a Marvel fan and you've never tried the series before, give it a shot. It may fit your needs. If you don't care about amazing graphics, if it's just you care about the gameplay and the visuals don't need to knock you out, they don't need to knock your socks off, try this game out. You may really like it. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't done co-op yet. That's one thing that I really want to do. I'm trying to get up with some people. So many people are playing, and yeah, I feel like no one's doing co-op right now, which is weird. But that's something that I want to do really soon, hopefully. But yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And you guys take care. Keep gaming.